Command line SVG and image file viewer in Linux? Is there any command line, pipeable, graph viewer for SVG, JPG, and PNG images? I'm particularly looking for a way to pipe the graphs/images to the program, instead of using files, so there must be an option to specify the file type/extension. Though GV works for PS/PDF generated by .dot programs, I'd like to know whether there are alternatives for supporting SVG image files.
Have you tried the display program that comes with ImageMagick?
What do you mean with pipeable? Faye is very good command line viewer with tons of options.
I second Dennis Williamson's recommendation of ImageMagick display. Also, you can sometimes use named pipes to pipe data to programs which read from a file. Example. Won't work with programs which expect to be able to seek backward in the file, though.
I usually work with SVG as text files, so would like the viewer to automatically refresh the display as soon as the file got saved, and its contents got changed. This should be applicable to the pipeable situations, I think, i.e. with named pipes. Note that, for default no maps. Events currently works like this for PDFs, but seemingly it cannot read SVG. For me it generates, unable to open document, error opening file column permission denied, when I tried to load SVG files. EOG, I have known, the latest versions, can also detect if a file changed on this, and then offer up a reload button, but apparently, you'd still have to click on reload each time. I cannot see a way to cause automatic reload always on file change in EOG, like Events behaves with PDFs, and also, at least on my Ubuntu 10.04, EOG SVG support is somewhat broken. Zoom in results with blurry lines. ImageMagick's display not only does not automatically refresh when the file changes on disk, and even when you press refresh in display, you still do not get the latest version of the file, meaning, you have to restart display to show the latest version. Sad face. Here are some more notes I found so far. Squiggle, the SVG browser that is part of the Batik toolkit. Download Batik 1.7.zip, unpack it, run, java, jar batik squiggle.jar, and there it is. Does not refresh the image automatically if the SVG file changed on disk. SVG image viewer? Ubuntu forums recommendations. In post number 8, I wrote a little Python script. You just run it as svg_compare.py and it opens up an SVG and displays it using an SVG library and using GTCase raster library. You can zoom with the mouse. XSVG, from this URL. I installed libsv1.1.4-1_i386.deb, libsv, Cairo 1_0.1.6-5_i386.deb and xsvg_0.2.1-3_i386.deb in that order. Those versions are from 2005, and so XSVG is extremely simple, no zoom, nothing. And needless to say, it does not react to saved file changes automatically. Through that, I found rsvgview, which I think is a part of sudo apt-get install librsvg2 bin. It's small, nice, supports stin, however, also rsvgview cannot detect a file change and automatically refresh on it. Yup, well, I hope this helps. Cheers. Edit, December 24th 10. Well, here is also my contribution, svg_refreshview.py, which is basically a rework of svg_compare.py mentioned above, that simply shows an SVG file, and reloads the file and refreshes the display if the file has been modified. It can't really work with stin, but there are other scripts in my repo that parse stin in Python, maybe they'll help. Edit 2, May 20th 12 also, came up with a ProlTK script example, which is very crude, no mouse interaction, no nothing, but uses ImageMagick Perl API, and so can render SVG as bitmap on a canvas. Please see answer number 10670039. ImageMagick API for command line GUI application interface to display. Stack Overflow.